Good morning. It's Thursday. Weird short week for a lot of people. Having the day off in the middle of the week, never that much fun. Always worse on Christmas because we get Christmas Eve and Christmas Day off generally. If it's in the middle of the week, it's like the most off-putting thing in the world, you know? I guess if you have two families, it can't be that it's not too awful bad because you can like schedule in the middle of the week for one family when it's Christmas and then go to the next family on the weekend or the weekend prior. So it still feels like Christmas. You can celebrate Christmas whenever. I mean, just because they designate a day does not mean Christmas cannot be in August. You know, if you have family that's far away and that's the only time they can come and see you, then it's Christmas. You know, it's just how it is. A couple of funny things, I guess. But first we'll get started. We're going to do the Mount Haraz Yemeni Coffee here. That's beautiful, wonderful smelling medium roast. I'm going to do it in the French strainer, not the French press. The French strainer. Oops. Oh, gosh, we got them escaping. They're escaping. Oh, dear. I'm going to get up to about 40 again. There we go. And for escaping, we're going to add you in. How much is one bean? 0.1 of a gram. Wonderful, delicious coffee. So happy to have it. 6 months. It's been 6 months since I was laid off. I mean, where I worked, it was financial. And since the market is so kind of topsy-turvy still at this point, you know, even though I think a lot of interest rates have come back down to like 5 at some instances. I try to keep track, but it's like I have no skin in the game. So, but it's my understanding that it has actually come down a bit, but still volatile market. It's going to be hard to find stuff in finance right now because I'm sure a lot of places downsized because a lot of places knee jerk. And have to protect their CEO and their board's bonuses. So, I mean, and that's it, really. I mean, I lost my job because bonuses needed to be protected. People needed to make money, so they shot themselves in the foot, and then they paid for it. I don't know if they're still paying for it. They might still be paying for it. I don't know. Part of me hopes that they have found someone to get into that job and help them out. Anyway, so it's been 6 months. January, you know, and am I any better than I was? I mean, I'm back to a state of clear, I guess. You know, I'm not as anxiety driven about a lot of different things, but then a lot of other things have started to creep up, you know, different anxieties, different stresses, different things like that. And let me grind this up and maybe we can get into that. Got it. Excellent. A little chaffy. It's all right. Did we lose any? I know we did. I saw the chaff just fall down after I pulled the cup out. So let's see what our retention is here. It's a little bit of retention there. I thought wasn't it 0.7, I think? So that's a little, it's fine. It's all right. No problem. Nice. I got my strawberry buttercream support bear. It's been 6 months and I'm happy. We're anxious to do traveling stuff. That's pretty cool. This whole Puerto Rico thing, going to Vieques, I'm really excited for it. But then again, you know, there's also other anxieties, you know, that come up to that, you know. For instance, our neighbors just came back from a trip. They went on a cruise for like 9 days. Had a wonderful time. I'm excited to see the pictures and hear the stories and whatnot. We've not heard that yet. They just got back like 2 days ago. But of course, the first thing out of my friend's mouth was, yeah, oh, you're flying Southwest, get ready for those delays. And I'm like, oh God, we're going to be delayed at the airport immediately. I mean, there wasn't even you know, it's not going to be that bad. You know, no, it was immediate. I'm like, oh my God, we could get delayed. Wouldn't that be awful? And then I remembered we're leaving at 5 a.m. So it's like the first flight out of Port Columbus is going to be us. And, you know, at 5 a.m., I would. It's going to be to Orlando, so there might be quite a few people. I don't know. It may not be that many people. It's in the middle of the week. We'll have to see. But there again, that's something that's going through my head that I that I didn't really think about before. We had to reschedule. We're going on a bioluminescent bay tour. That's already had to be rescheduled 2 weeks prior to us even leaving. So I'm like, God, what if we get there and they're like, well, we can't even do it that day either. We're going to have to move it to some other day. And it's like, we can't go now. I mean, that's sad. The only thing that we're planning, the only structured thing that we're doing when we go down there is going on this 1.5 to 2 hour bioluminescent bay tour where we're in kayaks and everything lights up when you touch it, when you go through it. The only thing we're planning could not happen. And that just sounds horrible. Because we're just down there for like almost 5 days, so it's just all of those things. And it's just, old stress is replaced by new stress. It's just a pattern that repeats. It'll be fine. We'll be okay. I don't know. We're getting down to the wire, and I got to figure out how to pack enough clothing. And then I want to take my GoPro and, my laptop. But in the plane ride, it's, if you go over 25 pounds, they start charging you up to 50 pounds. So, I mean, technically you can't go over 50 pounds, which is an additional $50 on the flight. But ideally you want to go up to 25 pounds in luggage. And it's like, is that possible? And it's not like, I'm not going to take a lot of clothes. When we went to Florida, to New Smyrna, I took a lot of clothes. I took a lot of socks. I don't know why I took a lot of socks. I just needed to be prepared. I took socks. I took a lot of pants or a lot of shorts and a lot of shirts. And, I took a lot of clothing, and I really didn't need to, and it's going to be the same down there. So I'm not going to pack a lot, but, I want to be prepared. I got to be careful because of this foot thing. If I put on the wrong shoe, it'll hurt for 3 days. If I go to the mailbox in a certain shoe and come back, that's 3 days of pain. It's just weird. Getting older. And it's just what happens, I guess. That's just what happens when you get older. I mean, it's not like I even did anything strenuous, really, It's just these are things that are just happening. Both feet have some kind of an issue, so. Strawberry, buttercream bread, Care Bear stare. This thing. You beautiful little bear. I'm going to eat your ears off. Look at all that butter. Look at all that strawberry butter. That is happiness. All right, water's ready. Let us pour. I did 40 grams of coffee. I did 500 grams of water. Let's take it up and see what happens. This coffee's just a little bit stronger. It seems to come off a little darker. So maybe we can get up to 600 grams and we'll see how that goes. We'll pour and fill up and we'll give it a stir. 600 grams of water. There is quite a bit of sediment that happens even with, it's like I'm going to the bathroom in the morning. Even with this method, there's still some sediment that happens, but it's not like it's big pieces. It's pretty, they're pretty minimal. It's like a little bit of sediment, kind of sludgy at the bottom, but not awful. All right, so we'll give that a nice little stir. And we will let it go for about 4 minutes. Very excited for the trip. We're gonna land in Orlando. I don't even think there's a long layover. It maybe just be like 40, 50 minutes. And then we're going to San Juan. And we're staying the night in San Juan. And it's a really cool place. It's like an island above, it's like a small island above an island. Surrounded by water, connected by a bridge. Kind of Key Westy almost. Or even Daytona, because I think Daytona is the same way. It's got a waterway in between it and Florida, and it's connected by bridges. But it looks really cool. And there's lots of places to eat. I'm very excited to eat down there, see how that goes. I don't know why. It just I don't know. It's just exciting to go eat. It's like you go to Vegas. You go to Vegas and it's like I just want to eat. I want to eat everything. I remember when we went to Vegas. I think it was like 2016 when we went to Vegas twice in like 3 months. Twice in 3 months we went to Vegas. I went to the Star Trek convention at the Rio in August, and then I almost want to say in like mid-November, I think it was mid-November, we went back because Matt had a conference. AWS, I think it was, something like that, Amazon, had a conference there, and he was there for 3 or 4 days. Ate too much. I was full. There was not a point when I woke up in the morning and went to bed at night that I was not full of food. Because we went out to eat and we ate, and I drank with his boss. His boss at the time, she's pretty cool. Had margaritas and just boozy milkshakes and just went crazy just because it was so much fun. Had a great time. Spent $250 some nights eating out. The three of us did. It was a great time. But the food is what attracts me. It's just like, I want to see what the kind of food that they got, I want to try a Puerto Rican cigar from Puerto Rico. I know it sounds terrible. It sounds awful. I don't want to drink. I don't think while I'm down there. Maybe one. They have, what do they have? They've got this coconut drink, and then they've got this cinnamon drink as well that's down there. I may want to try those. I don't remember what the coconut drink was. It's off. It's like shaved ice almost, but then it's like boozy coconut. It looks amazing. So I want to try that. But there's a Puerto Rican cigar store that's like 3 blocks north of the hotel we're going to be in that's got, those cigars, and I want to try one, Chasing down the one time I had a Cuban that arrived by Sweden, I think it was, because again, his old boss, she had a conference in Amsterdam, maybe it was Amsterdam, and one of the people at the conference was handing out Cuban cigars, because I think you can buy them in Amsterdam at the time, and she brought back like 4 and was kind enough, just out of the blue, kind enough to give me one. Because I occasionally do. When we went on vacation in New Smyrna, I went and I bought a very nice one, short one, and I went out on the beach at night, in the middle of the night, and smoked it. And it was, it was a very, don't smoke, kids. It was a very interesting, beautiful experience. That's what I would call that. It was a very interesting and beautiful experience to smoke a cigar on the beach, if that is your jam, So, but don't smoke, kids. Grow up, get a little older, and then if you're like, yeah, I want to try that, then try it. But don't do it while you're kids. To be honest, it'll probably establish a really bad core memory, because my first core memory of ever trying to smoke anything, my grandfather, who lived a football field away from us, back home, smoked like a freight train. I mean, he did cartons a week, just smoked, did not care. Had lived to be 81 years old, had been smoking since he was 13, 12 years old. He smoked a lot. Every time we stayed in his house, there was a constant hemisphere of smoke. There was like the bottom layer of air, and then about 5 feet up, there was constant cigarette smoke, secondhand smoke. And then above that, the air was, again, oxygen. So it was a constant state of that throughout my childhood until he died when I was 13 years old. I don't know if that kind of... Wow, there's a lot of floaty bits here. I'm trying to get them all out. There's a lot more than I remember. Maybe this coffee's a little lighter? All right, so this should be good enough. I'm going to let this go until about 9 minutes, and then we are going to strain and pour. Anyway, nostalgic, sentimental people are maybe dying out, to be honest with you. Slowly dying out, but dying out nonetheless. I go every time I've gone to the beach since 2001. I think it was. I think in 2001, Grandma, Granddad, and I went to the beach, and we stopped at Downtown Disney. It was Downtown Disney at that point. I think it's on Springs now, but it was Downtown Disney at that point. And Downtown Disney had, hopefully still has, I don't know, a little cigar shop, a cute little place, a little cigar shop. It's got some humidors in it. Big walk-in humidors. They don't sell Swisher Sweets, that's for darn sure. But it's, I bought one there, and, I went out there, and, Clayton had passed away. He'd always wanted to go to the beach. He'd been to the beach, the Atlantic in New Jersey, I think it was. He one day he just up and drove to New Jersey and went to Atlantic City in New Jersey? I don't know. Never been, never gonna go. Never sounded like a place I ever wanted to go. But so he went to Atlantic City and looked at the ocean. And I'm like, someday maybe we can all go to the Keys, because we all romanticize the Keys. That's what we did. We just romanticized the Keys. Jimmy Buffett, we were all parrot heads, really. And, we fantasized and romanticized the Keys. And when I finally got to go, totally worth it. The coolest thing ever. Now that I have fumbled the bimble bobble here, let's get ourselves down to straining level and pour ourselves a coffee. But, yeah, see, there we go. Everything's down at the bottom. Basic little floaties up here. We're gonna block as much as we can. And let's pour it out. There we go. Nice. So, I just go out and smoke one, Going back to that, the Cuban, we were at the other house, we were at the old house, and I'm like, this is amazing. I need to do something about this now. So I went out back and I smoked it, and it was absolutely amazing. I'm sorry. I know I keep saying don't smoke, kids, but it was really good. It was like the most amazing thing I had ever had. The smoothest, craziest thing. And it's just something that you kind of chase after that. You get one, and then you're like chasing, can I find something that's nice that gets there somehow? And it doesn't exist. So I'm hoping we go down, I get one from a cigar store, and, see if that's any better or not. We'll see. I don't know. May film it, may not. I may have to put a warning, tobacco products being consumed. We'll see. There will be a lot of recording, though. I'm really excited, really, really, really excited to go. It's just, just like every other travel, anxiety is just there. The anxiety of travel is just there. I'm sure he has it too. He just doesn't let it show. I have no poker face, so... It tastes different in the French press when it's brewed like that. What I should do, maybe I'll do this, maybe I'll do it next week. Well, I guess I won't have time. We're leaving next week. I need to take one of these, and I need to do the process for each one in a different way, each different way that I have, and then taste them to see if I can tell any difference. And I can tell you, right now, I can probably spoiler that, no. However, it might make for a good video. Still really nice though. It's just a wonderfully tasting coffee with no frills. It's a no frills, good tasting coffee. And sometimes you just want that in the morning. Maybe you don't want to be chasing after apricot or cherries or chocolate or you know, that kind of thing. Sometimes you just want a cup of coffee, and you know, this is that, and it's great. If I had to say, there is a little bit of a cocoa hit in the back. There's no little to no acidity at all. It's all just a nice bitter flow over the tongue. Yeah, that's nice. I like that. How does it go with the bear ear? Let's see. Oh, yeah, really nice with bear ear. Thank you everyone for watching. Sorry I was kind of all over the place today. But tune in, keep tuning in, and we'll see what comes up next week. It should be a lot of fun. We'll talk to you later. Bye.